Come in. Hello. Take a seat, sir. How you doing?
Much better than I was an hour ago.
What happened an hour ago?
Well, maybe it was more than an hour. I'm not to go with the time.
Milk sickness?
Yeah. I didn't realize it would hurt so much because I've eaten lots of food before in one sitting without getting sick. Like, I love pizza. That's my favorite food. And there have been times where I've eaten 3,000 calories of pizza in one sitting. So I looked at the jug and it said 2,400 calories in the bottle. I thought, oh, this will be easy. This will be just like eating a pizza. And it wasn't. It was very painful.
Got it. Okay. What do you think of the house so far?
It's fun. I like the people here.
Would you say that you love them?
That's a very strong word.
I've heard that from, I think, 3 people. I think they said they love everybody. And I said that's a very strong word.
I very much like.
I very much like them. Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? What are your hopes and dreams? What do you do with your time? Let's start with where you're from.
I don't think of myself as being of any particular regional background in terms of shaping my upbringing. From my perspective, my upbringing was influenced by the internet. I was part of the first generation to be raised on the internet. I mean, mobile devices didn't exist until I was in middle school, but I was using a desktop to post on Neopets from age 6. Whenever people give me multi-step instructions, I tend to only remember the first. So.
Take us through the upbringing. So you started with Neopets. What happens after that?
I didn't know how to interact with people. I didn't understand people, so I retreated into the internet. I wasn't around people that I knew how to connect with until I was about 15, and I moved to a majority Jewish neighborhood in Massachusetts. And at that point, it was like I was learning how to socialize. I was learning how to socialize about 10 years later at least than other people started. Like I was starting from, from like being a small child, but I was a teenager. I am autistic. I am diagnosed with autism. I have a genuine affinity for cartoons and musicals, but the inferences that you're supposed to make when watching dramas or sitcoms with real people. So that's why I grew up mostly watching stuff where there are no inferences to be made. People say exactly what they're thinking, and I still watch. I still love musical theater. I still love cartoons. But when I was a kid, that was literally the only kind of storytelling I understood.
What's the first thing you found on the computer that was like a community or something fun?
I think I was maybe 8 when I started playing a game called Toontown, like Disney's version of World of Warcraft.
Toontown from age 8 to what?
12, I think. Thinking about my childhood in this detail is actually kind of embarrassing because I did a lot of embarrassing things as a kid online. I don't know how I ended up on forums. By the time I was in high school, the whole world was online. It wasn't a weird thing anymore. I used to be very optimistic about my future because I'm a reasonably intelligent person. I'm not a genius or anything, but I'm not an idiot. But I've figured out that I am not capable of doing most jobs. There's a word I only learned about a year ago called dyspraxia. I realized it describes me perfectly.
What's dyspraxia?
It's it's a processing disorder that mostly impacts spatial reasoning. So I don't tie my shoes, for example. I don't tie my shoes. I can't tie them. I can't shave with a manual razor. I can't cut meat. I can cut bread, but I cannot cut meat. Like I had a job as an administrative assistant for a while. They said I needed to work fast without making mistakes, and I couldn't do that, so they fired me. I went to college for a liberal arts degree, thinking that, this piece of paper will show that I'm not stupid. And I thought that would help me in the job market, but it didn't. I went to trade school to learn to be a computer technician. I got fired after 2 days in an actual PC building factory. We were talking about how something everyone should strive for is to have a thing that they're good at, and they could say, this is my thing, I do this. that's actually a good example of the kind of thing that I dreamed of. My fictional hero is SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob works at a fast food place, which is considered a low-status job, but he is good at it and he enjoys it, and that gives him meaning. And I wanted to find something that I was good at, and good enough that I don't necessarily need to make a lot of money, but good enough that I never worry that I'm going to be chronically unemployed. Things have not been going well for me, and a few years ago I never would have agreed to be on this show, even though it looks fun, because I think I'll humiliate myself and I won't be able to get a job because no one will take me seriously, or they'll think I'm a freak, or blah blah blah. But I'm at a point in my life now where even though I haven't given up, I feel like the odds are so low at this point that I have more to gain than I have to lose. So sorry for being a downer. I'm sure you want something more positive, but I'm kind of torn because I was given a total of 700 fish bucks today. I won 600 and someone gave me 700. Then I gave 500 of them away because I like the people here. 100 because I didn't feel like taking his money. 300 because I like the people here. And 100 because I didn't want to clean and I want the other guy to clean. Point is, I'm giving away the money. I'm not approaching this like a money-making opportunity. I'm approaching this like a game that I'm here to have fun and enjoy. I don't know if the grand prize really is $8,000 because, no offense, but you are a notorious provocateur and troll. This is the only chance I'll ever get to be Elmer Fudd in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. You are Bugs Bunny in this analogy. The plan I have, if the grand prize is $8,000 and I win it, is to buy a car. That's most of the way towards buying a car. It would increase the odds of me being gainfully employed.
Can you drive?
I have a license.
Can you drive?
Well, yes.
Okay.
I can't parallel park though. The naive hope is that the actual prize is $30,000 to $50,000 like in previous seasons. If I were to win that much money, the plan would be to buy a third of a Bitcoin. Bitcoin's never really gone down in value. The worst case scenario is that it doesn't go up, and I'm just stuck with whatever I invested. But the best case scenario is that it doesn't under 10x. If I were to invest $30,000 in Bitcoin, and then it did 10x, that's $300,000. That's enough to buy a house. But if I come here thinking about money, I'm not going to enjoy it. At the end of the day, I thought, aside from the milk pain, this was a very good day.
Okay. Thank you for having this talk. Let's get out of here.
Thank you.